The sun blazed over downtown Austin, Texas. A crowd buzzed outside the Travis County Courthouse, cameras flashing. Inside, the air was thick with tension. Elon Musk, the 52-year-old tech billionaire known for his rebellious streak, sat calmly in a wooden courtroom chair. His signature silver cross necklace glinted under harsh fluorescent lights. Around him, people shuffled papers, whispered, or stared at their phones. The judge, a stern man in his 60s named Judge Mitchell, slammed his gavel. The room fell silent. "Mr. Musk," Judge Mitchell barked, "you've been cited for wearing religious attire in my courtroom. Remove it or face a fine." Elon stood, his voice steady. "Your Honor, this cross is a personal symbol of faith. The First Amendment protects it." The judge's face reddened. "This isn't a debate. $500 fine. Now take it off." Elon didn't flinch. "With all respect, I'll pay the fine. But I'd like to know why others in this room—" He nodded at a man in a neon Eat the Rich hoodie and a woman with a glitter-covered pentagram pendant. "Aren't asked to remove their symbols." Judge Mitchell's jaw tightened. "You're stalling. Pay up, or I'll hold you in contempt." Elon pulled out his phone, tapping the screen. "Actually, I'm recording this, and I've already texted my legal team. See, in Townsend v. Texas, 2018, the court ruled that banning religious symbols without proof of disruption violates constitutional rights, unless you can explain how my cross is causing chaos," the crowd murmured. A clerk, Ms. Rivera, stopped typing and leaned forward, eyes wide. The bailiff, Officer Grayson, shifted uncomfortably. Judge Mitchell banged his gavel again. "You think you're clever? $1,000 for contempt? Sit down." Elon didn't sit. "Interesting, because under Holt v. Hobbs, 2015, even prisons can't restrict religious practices without clear justification. Yet here, in a public courtroom, you're doing exactly that." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Unless this isn't about order, but bias." The room erupted. Judge Mitchell's face turned purple. "That's it, $2,000, and I'm reporting you to the state bar." Elon raised an eyebrow. "Go ahead, but before you do, let me remind you, I'm not just some CEO. I've spent years studying law to protect my companies from lawsuits like this." "You're not just wrong, Your Honor. You're about to be exposed." The clerk's fingers froze over her keyboard. Officer Grayson stared at the floor, avoiding the judge's glare. Judge Mitchell opened his mouth to retort, but Elon cut him off. "Oh, and that recording? It's already live on Twitter. Action Cross in court is trending. So, what's your next move?" The gavel trembled in the judge's hand. For the first time, doubt flickered in his eyes. The courtroom held its breath. "Judge." Mitchell's gavel shook as he glared at Elon. "You're out of line, Mr. Musk. This isn't a circus." Elon crossed his arms, unflinching. "No, Your Honor. A circus would have let all of us perform. You're just silencing the act you don't like." A low laugh rippled through the gallery. The neon hoodie man smirked, filming the chaos on his phone. Judge Mitchell slammed the gavel again, but the sound was drowned by a reporter yelling, "Mr. Musk, is this about free speech or free publicity?" Elon turned to the crowd, ignoring the judge. "Ask yourself, why does a cross scare people? In power." "Enough!" Judge Mitchell roared. "Bailiff, remove him." Officer Grayson hesitated, glancing at the live-streaming phones. "Your Honor, maybe we should do your job, or I'll find someone who will." The bailiff stepped forward, but Elon raised a hand. "Wait, let's make this simple. If I remove the cross, will you find those folks too?" He pointed at the pentagram pendant and the hoodie. "Or are we picking favorites?" Judge Mitchell's face went pale. Ms. Rivera, the clerk, cleared her throat. "Your Honor, the docket shows no prior complaints about other symbols today." The judge shot her a venomous look. "Stay out of this." Elon leaned forward, voice sharp. "So it's me, not the symbol. Interesting." He tapped his phone again. "Funny thing, I just emailed the ACLU. They're filing an injunction as we speak. And guess who's on speed dial at Fox News? My lawyer. The gallery erupted. Judge Mitchell stood, fists clenched. You think you're above the law? No, I use the law. Unlike some people. Elon's gaze locked with the judge's. You want to play games? Fine. But remember, I've got more lawyers than you've had coffee this week. The room went silent. A young intern in the corner dropped a folder, papers scattering. No one moved to help. Judge Mitchell collapsed into his chair, sweat beading on his forehead. This court is adjourned for recess. In the hallway, reporters swarmed Elon. Is this a stunt to promote your new satellite? One asked. Elon smirked. If I wanted publicity, I'd tweet about Mars. This is about you. He pointed at a teen in the crowd. What's your name, kid? Liam. Liam here probably knows more about the First Amendment than this courtroom. Right, Liam? Liam nodded, wide-eyed. Yeah, it's like freedom of religion. Elon tossed him a Tesla keychain. Exactly. Now go Google Holt v. Hobbes. Knowledge is power. Back in court, Judge Mitchell returned, flanked by two new attorneys, a court-appointed watchdog team. The older one, Mr. Hart, stood. Your Honor, we've reviewed the precedent. Mr. Musk's cross doesn't violate courtroom decorum. The fines are questionable. The judge's nostrils flared. Are you undermining me? Just stating facts. The law's on his side. Elon grinned. Told ya. Ms. Rivera slid a note to the judge. He read it, paling further. What's this? She whispered. Twitter's trending Fuchi Haj biased bench. The state bar called. They want a report. Elon leaned back, triumphant. So, Your Honor, still feel like playing favorites? Judge Mitchell glared at the ceiling, then muttered, Case dismissed. All fines revoked. The crowd cheered. Elon winked at the cameras. Next time, read the Constitution before you bang that gavel. As he left, Officer Grayson nodded respectfully. You really studied law just for this? Elon shrugged. Nah, I studied it to stop bullies like him. This was just practice.